This morning, we have new developments in the case against former Lecher County Sheriff Mickey Steins. And 70 violins that were once owned by Jewish captives in Nazi concentration camps will be played at UK.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Wednesday, February 11th. The time is now 5:30. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmond for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, happy hump day.
Happy hump day. That is one of the most quoted Super Bowl ads of all time, I'd guess. But happy hump day to you. It's a little bit of a rainy start for some folks, but we're going to watch as that continues to clear itself out over the next several hours. Right now, just watching some spotty showers here and there, nothing too intense as you're heading out the door. And temperatures, you can definitely tell where that cold front has started to affect those temperatures and where it hasn't. It's 50 degrees right now in Jacksboro, Middlesboro, and Jonesville, but it's 36 degrees in Moorhead. And we're going to continue to watch all of the temperatures dropping throughout the next several hours. But by the time we head into the afternoon, we'll start to see the temperatures warming back up to about where we are right now, some 40s and some 50s. So keep that in mind. Here's a look at that temperature trend throughout the next several hours. Again, we're going to have those temperatures still dropping until about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then we'll see that warming back up with the secondary high around that 4 o'clock time frame with mostly sunny skies in the forecast by the afternoon. Neely.
Thank you, Megan. Police in Southwest Virginia are investigating a situation in which a man reportedly shot himself following a chase. Wise County Sheriff deputies were notified about a be on the lookout alert from police in Ohio. Ohio police say Kenneth Phillips, who was wanted in connection with the sexual assault investigation, was on US 23 heading south. After a failed traffic stop, police say they began to chase Phillips. He eventually stopped after police laid down spike strips. They say Phillips then shot himself. A firearm was recovered between the driver's seat and Phillips' leg. We have new developments in the case against former Lecher County Sheriff Mickey Steins. His defense team filed a motion requesting that the possibility of the death penalty is excluded from a trial if he has a serious intellectual disability or serious mental illness. The motion was filed by those representing Steins. We have much more about it on WYMT.com. Steins was charged in connection with Kevin Mullen's death back in 2024. Floyd County officials are working to prepare and plan for potential disasters, asking the community to be part of the discussion. The Floyd County Flood Relief Group is hosting a series of community meetings, collecting information about where and how areas have flooded in the past. Officials say the meetings are a way to create a public map that will be given to folks throughout the county, which will include safe zones known as floodplain areas and resources for those in need during disasters.
Try to look at ways that we can work with our community partners to bring everybody together to figure out a way to really develop a community resilience hub.
One meeting was hosted last month and two are on the calendar for next week. One is February 18th from noon until 2 p.m. at the Floyd County Library in Eastern. The last meeting is February 19th from 6 until 8 p.m. at McDowell First Baptist Church. Cabell County 911 in West Virginia alerted drivers of reported black ice on I-64 yesterday. Although temperatures are heating up, black ice remains a concern. Brent Walker, Communications Director for the West Virginia Division of Highways, says this break in the weather comes at a good time because the salt and snow melt solutions are in high demand and low supply. Walker urging drivers to use caution on the roadways even if things look clear.
The biggest takeaway would be you got to slow down. I mean, we have had a rough couple of weeks in some really frigid temperatures where our resources, we certainly have some resources to help in those lower temperatures. But ice is still what it is, and there's no magic bullet there. We all need to slow down.
Walker says until conditions are consistently above freezing, make sure you're looking out for black ice. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is one agency that responded across the state to winter storm. KYTC says crews meet during and after a winter storm like we just saw to talk about the challenges and successes. Spokesperson Alan Blair says all 120 counties had crews out in the storm using a priority system to clear roads. One challenge often seen is freezing rain and ice, but now their focus is on the potholes that may be forming.
Just use caution, especially after a big snow like this, because there could be some areas where, before the snow, there may not have been an issue, but now that we've gone through these Arctic temperatures and you got that freezing and thawing that cracks open the pavement, there could be some potholes in areas you don't expect.
KYTC says the same people who were salting the roads in snowplow trucks are the same people now working to patch potholes. The clock is ticking for expecting mothers who are upset a hospital in Lincoln County is about to lose its birthing center. Ephraim McDowell Health says they are consolidating services, which is impacting Fort Logan Hospital in Stanford. People there say the hospital is losing an option that is much more than a convenience and could even violate a decades-old agreement. Carolyn Rothwell's son was born at Fort Logan Hospital's award-winning birthing center, but now Ephraim McDowell Health leaders say they need to consolidate services to better meet the needs of mothers. These mothers say that cannot be true.
And if this is the kind of compassion and lack of consideration that we're shown by the main hospital in our area, what's it going to look like 25 years from now?
The decision is slated to take effect Monday. Ephraim McDowell Health leaders say they are working with providers to ensure there is no disruption to care. Registered nurses at 9 Appalachian Regional Healthcare facilities in Kentucky and West Virginia voted in favor of ratifying a new 3-year contract. National Nurses United officials says the contract, which was voted on January 23rd, would improve nurse recruitment and retention members with the National Nurses Organization Committee. Another aspect of the contract highlights wellness days, which would allow nurses to take days off without penalty. On Saturday, many folks will be celebrating the Day of Love. Valentine's Day is typically celebrated with gifts, flowers, and candies. And if you have yet to buy those gifts, you still have a few days left to shop. I spoke with law enforcement about how to avoid problems while shopping online. With Valentine's Day just days away, many people are on the search for the perfect gift for their loved ones. However, if you're looking to purchase items online, you may want to double check those links before you hit checkout.
A lot of times what we will see is fake advertisements for things such as flowers, candy, typical Valentine's Day gifts, but unfortunately a lot of those are scams.
Trooper Matt Gayhart says to be wary of websites or posts that advertise big discounts.
There are usually red flags associated, such as discounted pricing. So if something looks too good to be true, most of the time it probably is.
Gayhart says a great way to avoid a scam is to purchase gifts from folks you know and trust.
Yeah, I would just tell people, just remind people to shop local during these times. Only shop with people that you can legitimize and trusted retailers.
And online shopping is not the only scam out there. Some online dating profiles are not always who they say they are. It may be a good idea to have your guard up as AI-generated photos are getting more difficult to recognize.
People need to be cautious about people that they may have met around this time of the year, or anybody that's asking for any kind of money or items or gifts to be sent to them.
Gayhart says it's important to report any monetary fraud or scam to Kentucky State Police. For more information about Valentine's Day scams, just find this story on WYMT.com or the WYMT News app. And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, flower shops are spending this week preparing, and some are still recovering from the impacts of the recent winter storm. Many businesses shut down as a result of ice and snow, and some saw delays in shipments. And as a result of the extremely cold temperatures, some locally grown flowers face some challenges.
when we sell things like these orchids or a lot of fresh flowers or tropical plants, we have to wrap them up to protect them, because even a short time out in the cold like that can cause damage.
Along with the weather impacts, local flower shop owners say the increased tariffs also have an impact on the cost of certain flowers. Super Bowl 60 was Sunday, and some folks are either celebrating the big win or they're looking forward to next year. Although the game took place in California, folks here in the Commonwealth still found ways to have fun. Kentucky State Police posts across the Commonwealth participated in the KSB Super Bowl Challenge. Troopers submitted their predictions of who would win the Super Bowl and with the score. The Seahawks won 29-13, and State Trooper Matt Gayhart with post 13 in Hazard won the challenge, guessing 24-17.
Fortunately, we were able to come away with a tie with State Police Post 15 Columbia, so it feels really good to secure a win. What it does, it gives us $300 to put toward our Shop with a Trooper program coming up this Christmas.
The winner was to be awarded $600, but with the tie, the two posts decided to split the winnings. The challenge was sponsored by Kentucky Trooper Outreach and Nick Danner with Kentucky Farm Bureau. Violins of Hope is an exhibit of 70 violins that were once owned by victims and survivors of the Holocaust. For some, those instruments were their only possession. The violins are on display at UK Singletary Center for the Arts. The instrument was a source of entertainment for both the Jews captives and the Nazis. Sometimes camp workers would be rewarded for playing.
His father, when he played in the orchestra in Auschwitz, he got an extra piece of bread per week because he played in the orchestra. And sometimes this was the difference between life and death.
The instruments will be on display at the Singletary Center Friday and Saturday. The public can come and read stories about the people who own them. On Saturday night at 8 o'clock, the UK Symphony Orchestra will play a concert using those violins. Pop star Demi Lovato says she's canceling multiple shows on her upcoming tour. We'll tell you why in today's Eye on Entertainment report.
And we're tracking rain chances this morning and this weekend.